If you struggle with anxiety, well, here are some anxiety symptoms that are not talked about enough. Number one, for sure, is depersonalization and derealization. Now, these symptoms can be quite scary if you don't know what it is. So derealization feels like nothing's real. It feels like you're like in this alternate universe, and it affects your perception. So it can naturally be very scary if you don't know what's happening. It can almost feel like you're on this drug trip. And it's actually caused by anxiety, which is the most interesting thing. Now, the brother of this, if you want to call it, is called depersonalization. It feels like an out-of-body experience. It actually feels like you're detached from your body. And so the reason why you're experiencing derealization and depersonalization is that they're survival mechanisms. What happens is that when you're experiencing anxiety, once it reaches a certain point, once it reaches a certain level, well, then the body and brain are just like, this is just too much trauma. This is just too much. And what it does is that it detaches you from that. And so what happens is that when anxiety sufferers experience this, well, because there's no threat, they start focusing on the depersonalization, derealization. And so now the derealization and depersonalization, which is an offset of the anxiety, now becomes the anxiety trigger. So it's the thing that keeps people in cycle. So can you imagine if you're experiencing depersonalization, derealization, you don't know why, and there's no tiger, there's no threat. Well, then why are you experiencing this? Well, then naturally you're going to be focused on the derealization, depersonalization. Why is this here? When will it go away? Will it ever go away? Here's the good news. It's all just part of the anxiety. Once you learn how to respond to the anxiety, all of this ends up going away. A huge part about it is, number one, understanding what depersonalization, derealization is. A lot of people think that they've fried their brain chemicals. A lot of times it happens from smoking weed. Oftentimes it mostly happens after a panic attack. And so when they experience this, they just don't know what it is. If you understand what it is, well, one of the things it will do is that you'll fear it less. Now, it will still be there for just a little bit longer. But as you don't add more anxiety and you let it be there and you go along with it, well, then it ends up going away. Too many people try to be too focused on the depersonalization, derealization. Is it there? Is it not? How do I know if it's here? How do I know if it's not? A better approach is just letting it be there. And if it's there, cool, continue on with your day. When I help people overcome this, they end up not even recognizing when it goes away. They're just so busy with life is that it just starts fading away. And then one day they're like, oh yeah, it's been gone for so long. This is a very unusual symptom. If you want to learn more, follow this page and join my lives.